call the meeting to order and Kelly can catch up. Jen, would you take roll, please?
Commissioner Corbin?
Here.
Commissioner Waldner?
Here.
Commissioner Thill?
Here.
Commissioner Johnson? Mayor Lindsay?
Here. You have before you the agenda for this evening.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Seeing no appearances and acknowledgements, is there anything anyone wants removed from the consent calendar? If not, do we have a motion?
Make a motion we approve the consent calendar.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Under old business, hearing on ordinance number 1606, amend appendix B zoning, section 17.113 HB Highway Business Zone. Is there anyone here to speak for or against it in the audience? If not, we'll move on to number 2, second reading of ordinance number 1606, amend appendix B zoning, section 17.113 HB Highway Business Zone. Chad, did you want to address anything on this particular one?
I can just say a few things briefly, Your Honor. This is the second reading. You've had the first reading already. We just commenced and completed the hearing on this that's required by the City Commission. The Planning Commission also had a hearing and recommended approval of this. This adds the use listed that you read previously in this highway business zone. I believe it's reasonable and would recommend proceeding with approval.
Very good. Questions or comments? Okay, if not, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve second reading of ordinance number 1606, amend appendix B zoning, section 17.113 HB Highway Business Zone. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Under new business, authorize the mayor to sign the application for license with the South Dakota Department of Social Services to operate before and after school center. Jen, or would you want to address this one?
I can. My office is assisting with these applications that you have in front of you. Normally don't see them, especially together. The first one that you have in front of you is specific to the fact that we have a new after-school program director. So the information in application number 1 is specific to Ms. Victoria Heinrichs, who is our new after-school program coordinator.
Okay.
Okay? And you will see there's just information about her education and her qualifications for this specific position. Anytime we change directors, we need to go through this process.
Okay. And is there anything else that needs to be answered that hasn't already been answered on this position? All right.
This has gone through the governing board too.
Okay.
Last week at their meeting.
Any questions or comments? If not, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion we authorize the mayor to sign application for license South Dakota Department of Social Services to operate before and after school center.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 2, authorize the mayor to sign the 2019 annual intent to continue daycare operation, South Dakota Department of Social Services, before and after school center. And again, I'll ask Jen to address this one.
And as this application here suggests, this is an annual, so this is for operating year 2019. You'll see the information there specific to the center. Enclosed with this application will be certificates of insurance, and it just declares some compliance understanding and also needs the mayor's signature, please.
Okay. Questions or comments?
I'll make a motion we authorize the mayor to sign the 2019 annual intent to continue daycare operation, South Dakota Department of Social Services, before and after school center.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 3, authorize the mayor to sign the contract, Valiant Living Incorporated, operational services at the Madison Recycling Center. And Jen, do you want to address that?
I can,
Or-
Kelly will jump in.
Or Kelly?
Okay, this was part of the packet per se of this specific contract that we recently bid. You will remember, last week you awarded the bid to Valiant Living for $5,096 per month. This is just a very short contract that goes along with that bid. Beginning date of February 1st, 2019.
And is for 2 years.
It is for 2 years, correct, Mayor?
Yes.
That actualizes about a 4% increase, is it? Roughly?
Yeah, I think that's what Gary said.
Okay. 58.8 is what we had budgeted. This comes in at.
And I think that's a reasonable. We had asked when they were before we met them, the mayor and I and some others, to talk about some things, ways of improving efficiencies out there. They've been working at that. There's things going on. So when they reapplied again and became candidates for the contract, I was pleased to see that. We have some other things we need to work on in the area of recycling, as does every community in the nation. I can't find anybody that's struggling with this. I was rolling twice today, and I still couldn't find anybody that's struggling with it. But we'll get there. Just having the same provider provides us with the opportunity to have some consistencies and to know what we have and what we're getting for a provider for the services and at the recycling center. So I think this is the right choice. It worked out well for us and for them too. So.
And
And it's my
I would agree.
understanding too that we will not be hiring any additional staff at this time.
Correct.
We've had several meetings once upon a time too, looking at some staffing issues.
Yeah.
But I believe that they will go back to this contract along with
Yeah.
current staff and give it some time to see how it goes.
This is a 2-year agreement?
It is.
2 year agreement.
Any increase in the second year?
Not as written.
No,
Wonderful.
no, it's just as is.
Okay.
Commissioner
Any questions?
Johnson, am I correct that if our citizens pay closer attention to how we recycle, that it would make things easier there as well?
We'll be trying to have some information sessions or some with our media about some information with our media. We decided to take a look and see if we can upgrade awareness of the things that we can do.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. It's one of those.
Makes it
just
easier for sorting it.
You know, who would ever thought that cleaner product would be an issue for recycling, but it is. It's a critical issue. So that's one of the reasons, and I know a lot of people have wanted to go to the big blue bucket, that doesn't always get us what we want in terms of cleaner product. So at this point, there's things we can be doing to make our products more appealing, and we'll be working both with the staff of Valiant and trying to help the community help themselves by doing that. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay,
All right.
good.
And again, you know, it's a twofold deal. You know, if the people don't put their recycling through in that, we pay to put it in the garbage dump. If they do put it through, we have an opportunity in that to reduce our costs at the garbage dump and also recover some of the costs in that in the product that we sell. So it is important that the citizens step up and, you know, and improve their recycling efforts and work with the city on that. So, hey, do we have a motion?
I'll move to authorize the mayor to sign a contract with Valiant Living Incorporated for operational services at the Madison Recycling Center.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Authorize the mayor to sign the letter of contract, Banner Associates Incorporated, GIS Technical Assistance and Maintenance. Chad or Brad?
I can
You
say a
wanna
few
address
words
that?
about this. This is a similar agreement that was entered into last year for the services of Banner in particular. They have a GIS professional on hand to assist with our continued conversion and maintenance of the system, in particular our water distribution system on this. Last year's contract was also for a limiting fee of $8,300. We ended up using about $5,700 worth of effort, coordinated a lot of improvements to that and the handheld devices for the crews. Jan Tiemann and his crews, they almost exclusively use their handheld devices for the water distribution system. continuing to make upgrades to do things such as record maintenance records right on their handheld device. Those will stay with the GIS system. If they see a change or a problem with the system, something's not in the right spot, they would enter it in there, and then it goes into a log, so to speak, where we would make that, review the request and update it. And so those are just a few of the things that they do, but there's a lot of behind-the-scenes advanced work on those databases to be able to package the maps correctly that they see on their phones and so on for this process. We have been, in my office, incorporating the major changes from projects, like the Center Street projects, fair amount of interaction back and forth with Banner on this newer software and the GIS Online portion to make it more efficient. You know, we do this a month out of the year, you know, so it's always a learning curve getting back onto that. And so having an expert in this is very useful. So at that, again, I guess I get coordinated with Brad on this and his staff and Commissioner Corbin as we brought this forward. I would recommend that we approve this agreement.
Brad, did you have any more to add?
Yeah, I just want to dovetail on that a little bit. The intention is for us to get our own GIS project engineer as we go along here and to have kind of dual hats that in the summer they can be doing project engineering and project management along with the GIS portion, because while you're there you might as well get the GPS system out, exercise it, get all their stuff in while it's going in the ground so you know exactly where it's at. We'll still need this service to, even if we get that person, we'll need some service to do some of the work that Banner's already done and get that transferred over and get that knowledge transferred into the new person. So I don't see this as anything that's, it's a great opportunity for us to continue on with what we've already started, and we got to get that from Banner. So, and then in the interim, between now and the time that we hire that person, this is going to be, everything, they're going to be carrying the ball. So.
Well, and the nice thing too, from my standpoint is that when we did the Center Street project, we didn't have any of that information, and we had some surprises. And so now, that the Center Street project is done, and that the next step, that is done going north or south on any of the streets, we know what's under Center Street. That's something that we did not know when we started the project here a year ago. So having that information on hand is very, very valuable. So, other comments or questions?
I've been an advocate of GIS for many years, and as Chad knows, and Brad as well, and for exactly that example. And so now, 10 years from now, we don't have to rely on information in somebody's head if they retire, quit, leave, whatever. I mean, it's in, and all of the metadata and things that we can put in it is better, and it's obviously it's the way to go. It's more efficient with the guys with their handhelds out and about. It rolls right into some of the 5G small cells technology that we're hoping to continue to grow and build in our community. So it's just kind of dovetails on all of it. But
one more thing I'd like to add is that with all this survey work and all of the televising of the sewers and everything that we're doing right now as part of the ramp up to the rural development project, all of that can be incorporated into that, and some of this can go for that because we've got all this data. We've got a lot of the things that are missing in the water system right now are the curb stops, and we've got a lot of those that have been surveyed in that were found as part of this project. So we can import all of that information, survey-grade information, right into that GIS system, and I think that's going to be a fantastic move forward. So the northwest quadrant and part of the northeast part of town are going to have pretty good saturation of all the water and sewer stuff in it, and we try to develop the links so that when you open up the file, you can click on a line, and it'll pull up the sewer report and have the option of watching the videos. That's where we're aiming for this, so it'll be all-inclusive. You don't have to go search your computer for a file and try to figure out which one goes to this segment of the system. And then also have the spider reports for the manholes will all be linked to that, so when you click on the manhole, you'll be able to pull up the spider report, see the visual of it, all that good stuff. So
and you can keep drilling down as you need.
Yes. And this is going to be a huge step forward again, and so that's something that we want to try to incorporate, and we had some discussion about that too, that at the ATC and stuff, that would be nice to capture this information and put it in there. So those are some of the things that we want to do with this.
No, very good.
I was going to ask about the new survey information. Stole all that thunder from me.
Sorry, Commissioner, we need to
Do you
court.
have anything else, Commissioner?
I do have the opportunity to meet with several small towns, and it always shocks me how many of these towns, the old city guy leaves mad, and he takes the maps with him, and then they have nothing.
Yeah, 'cause it's
We won't have that
decided
happen to
between
us.
theaters, right.
Or if they have maps, he just takes them home with him and won't give them to the next guy. It's crazy. Or the mayors. Mayors do that too, bro.
Oh, is that right? I'm learning something. Sure.
He'll be walking off with a server.
All right.
With that, I'll make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign letter of contract Banner Associates for GIS technical assistance maintenance.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, and public comment. Marshall Dennett, you have a question on Washington sidewalks.
Yep.
Well, two different ones on Washington.
Okay, Washington and side, so they're two different topics.
Yep.
Got it.
The Washington, it's my understanding when they do the Washington project, we're going 200 feet to the south of the intersection at Prostrellos.
No. In the initial, and Chad correct me, but in the initial project, they had a distance that they were going to go south, and they're going to go 200 feet further from that distance. But I can't tell you exactly what that initial measurement would be.
Okay.
So it should be further than 200 feet south.
Okay. And then the same way going east.
Going east, and that was always in their plans, to go east to where it meets. If you go down there and you make a left-hand turn, you'll go up and you'll find a common cut between old pavement and new Highway 34. It's my understanding it's going to meet that.
Okay. So
And
who
then-
pays for that?
The state.
The state
project.
It's a state
Yes,
project.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that extra 200 feet initially was, a discussion that we had, and we were kind of hoping that the county would pick that up, and then the state took a look at it, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, they just said, we're just going to include it in the project.
Okay. That's good.
And then the project will start, if you look out in front of ColorWorks by Subway, you'll see an area there where it is concrete, a short distance of blacktop, and then concrete again. That blacktop is the area that they will pull out, and that's the starting point going south.
The other question I had on sidewalks, the ordinance for cleaning sidewalks, is it 24 hours after the snowfall?
Is it 24 or 48? I can't.
I thought it was
One of the
24
two.
hours.
I think it's 24.
Okay.
Does that pertain to businesses?
It does.
It does.
It does.
Pertains to everybody.
Okay.
Yes.
Just was,
Yes.
Both your house and your business.
okay. I just wanted to make sure I was doing it right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll let you know if you don't.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will. Your neighbors will let you know.
Never raise your hand.
Okay. Seeing no announcements, no executive session, do we have a
couple
motion?
announcements.
Okay, very
Just
good.
Real quickly, the library this week, the library still continues to be a great source, and everybody at this table that has to put up with me knows that I own the table and remark what a great resource, but it is. The 24th, which is this week, is this not Thursday? It's not the 24th. There's a program there on native land rights. We have a couple of presenters that might be worth attending if you have any interest in that, since we have a growing population of Native American brothers and sisters in our community. So check it out. Something to do. Read.
And check out.
You already
the
paid for it in your taxes.
And check out the new lighting.
And the new lighting. Oh, Mayor, 2 points.
Yes.
We have the new lighting up at the library. Much thanks to cooperation of the electric department.
Yes.
They did a stellar job for us on that. And it is that back alleyway of books, which used to be, somebody could go in there and get lost for a week. And we wouldn't, it was so dark back there. It's just phenomenally different. It's really nice.
And that dovetails with the new lights here in the city hall and most of the offices and stuff. Not in this chamber, but in most of the offices.
Very nice.
Up front, yes.
It's just, thank you. It was really
And the advantages is we took out those mini ovens and put in lights, because we dropped it down from 450 watts per fixture to somewhere around the 140, 150 watt. You know, that's a tremendous savings in that to the city that, you know, gets passed on to the customers, you know, when it comes to looking at electric rates.
They may have to purchase a little more energy during the winter months now, in a different form. It'll still be the same amount of energy, but in a
Yes.
different form possibly
Yes.
to heat the place, but in the summertime, it should be a substantial savings
We
in
don't have smart
energy.
arc welds going on.
Right. You don't have 53 arc welders running up in the,
So that you know, the key fob thing with the Armory has really worked out well. Damages are down, we know who's got keys, you know, we've got a couple glitches in it, but nothing too serious. Nothing, I don't think it's ever been left open all night, or people getting in there when they're not supposed to be or unauthorized. So everybody who has a key to that place, and I think there's just about everybody in town has access to key to that place, when previously the fobs are working, they work well. It's a great improvement for
And we
security
know
over
whose
there.
fob opened
Yeah.
it at what time.
Yeah,
So,
it's
very good.
It's worked very well. And, that's, most of this stuff is summer stuff, which we're hoping for. The sun will come back, snow will go away. I appreciate everybody's cooperation on, the snow removal effort we continue at, but it's gone well. Gary came in early the other night, when they were gonna go out and plow it too. He came in at 10 to kind of get things ready, and he said, well, I'm gonna go out and start working. And he worked down, I think he said down at the southeast corner of town, which I realized is in his neighborhood, so there might have been some agenda there. But he said he got almost the whole southeast corner done by himself, and only ran into one car that was in the way. Or not ran into it, but came upon.
had to go around it.
Yeah,
Car is now
it's liability there, when you go up there and maintain. That's really good. Things go so much better, you know, when we had that cooperation from the citizens. So I thank
Yeah, I
everybody
think
very much, and
tickets were
please
down.
keep it up. Yeah, ticketing was down, yeah. Significant. I don't know the numbers, but it was down, and that's great to see. So thanks to the media for your assistance with that and helping us get the word out on that and all the efforts. It really does make a difference.
Hey, coming on those snow gates.
And you and Nelson, yeah, it is not done without observation by some other people
Hey.
in the community that we should talk about that some more, so.
Any other announcements? If not, seeing no executive session, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.